Hi, this is Cher from the Frugal Quilter, and today I'm going to be making homemade, low oil, do it yourself French fries. French fries made from scratch using the potatoes. There's a little bit of oil used in this method, but they are baked in the oven and there's not a lot of oil used. So if you are wanting healthy French fries made from scratch, made yourself from home, with just a little bit of oil and not a whole lot, then this might be something you're interested in. This method of making French fries was given to me by my friend Heidi. Heidi is not aware of that I am making YouTube videos, so she may never see this. And she told me about this method probably 35, 40 years ago. And I've been using it ever since. I absolutely love it. I've added my own little twist to it, which is not unusual for me. But these are the type of French fries that I made for my children when they were coming up. And it is, in my opinion, a healthier version. And they taste really good. So let's get started. Now you can either peel your potatoes or leave the peeling on. I'm using golden potatoes. You can use really any kind of a potato. I've used red potatoes, white potatoes, russet, baking potatoes, all sorts. I Golden potatoes happen to be my favorite potato. So whenever I can get them on sale or for a good price, I buy some. And these here, I don't remember where I got them, to be honest, but I did get them for a good price. So that's what I'm using. And like I said, you can leave the skin on if you like. If they're like new potatoes and they have a thin skin, I will frequently leave the skin on. But if they're older potatoes and have a thicker skin, I usually just go ahead and just peel them. And after I'm done peeling the potatoes, I'll wash them. Okay, I'm cutting mine approximately this thick. Now you can make them thinner, you can make them thicker, whatever you want to do. I like them a little bit meatier, and it's just a personal preference. Now, depending on how thick you make your fries, and they don't have to be 100% the same thickness. See, I've got this here, it's a little bit thicker on this end, a little bit thinner on this end. You can, when you're making the French fries, you'll check to see when they're done. As a general rule, you'd put your oven on 400 degrees. And as a general rule, it's 15 minutes on one side and 10 minutes on the second side. But if your fries are a little bit thinner, the second side you might have to do less time, or you might have to do a little bit more time on the second side. Just pierce it with a fork and see if they are baked through and if they are tender and no longer raw and ready for eating. You just have to use your own judgment for that. Now, as you can see here, I'm putting them in a Ziploc bag. I'm using a 1 gallon size bag. You could use a smaller bag if you're making a smaller amount. And the amount that Heidi gave me was 2 tablespoons of oil in the bag to coat your potatoes. Now, when I'm making a large batch, say when my kids were coming up, I always used 2 tablespoons of oil because I had more fries that I was making. In fact, sometimes I made like double batches even. But for this number here, I'm going to be putting about a tablespoon of oil. Now I'm going to be guesstimating here approximately a tablespoon. If you're on a strict diet, by all means measure if that's what you need to do. And I'm just guesstimating. I like to use olive oil. You can use the oil of your preference. And then just close up your bag, get the air out of it, and get the oil all over the potatoes. Have to make sure you separate the potato slices or wedges, whatever you've done, to make sure you get the oil on both sides. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to be doing is getting my tray, and I like to use one of those silicone liners for making French fries. Okay, here's the tray I'm going to be using and the silicone liner on top. That makes cleanup easier. And I'll list some of these items in the description. And then you just lay your French fries out on your baking tray. Now, this was the way Heidi told me to do it when she shared with me this method of making homemade French fries. But I like to add some extra things on top. I like to add paprika, especially smoked paprika. And I like to add black pepper. So there might be some spices that you want to add on top. Because I use ketchup on my French fries, I don't add any salt on top. There's salt in the ketchup. Okay, so I'm just going to add just a little bit of smoked paprika. And then a little bit of black pepper. I usually buy my black pepper in really large containers, and then I just put a little bit in a smaller container like this, so that if I accidentally dump too much, I didn't dump the whole thing out. I've never done that, but I could see it happening. Okay, that's it. I'll put it in a 400-degree oven for 15 minutes. Then I'll flip it and bake it for approximately 10 more minutes. Check it, make sure it's tender, that it's soft all the way through, and I'll show you the end result. Okay, the homemade fries are done. This is what it looks like with the smoked paprika and black pepper on top. And this is my thinnest one here, and you can see what it looks like on the other side. And this was my thickest one here. I'm not very consistent, am I? And that's what it looks like on the other side. They are soft all the way through, the consistency that I want. And that's how I make healthy homemade fries. Thank you for watching, and I hope this was helpful to you. Bye-bye.